Hi, I'm Peter Haddock and I'm here today with Kai Freeman. He's the Depot Manager for RJC Plant Hire here near Wellingborough. Now, Kai, this is a really interesting product we've got behind us here. It's the 525-60E electric, folks, one of my favourite things. Telehandler from JCB, and you guys are one of the first businesses to actually take these in anger as 2 units. Yep. One of them is already out there doing its thing, but also you've not only invested in this, you've also invested in the fast charger and the infrastructure that is required. Behind us you might notice some solar panels, and I've brought the sunshine today, so we're actually powering and plugged in here so that we can actually power off the sun and we can get towards this whole net zero piece. Yep. But you know, it's got to work for you as a business, you know, this whole electric revolution. And so, first of all, you use this machine here in your depot, don't you? But it's already gone out to customers. Yep. That's really important, isn't it? Because they're able to test and see in the real world. Tell me a little bit about the sort of feedback and why you've gone electric anyway.
So, mainly with our role, it's who we supply to, it's mainly the rail. The feedback's been great from what we've heard so far. They're having no issues with it. They're producing no carbon emissions through their machine anymore. And
you've also got the charging units for them as well, haven't you? And how are they getting on with that?
Yeah, the charging units are great. These provide us with a lot faster way of charging. So on the rail, they have day shifts and night shifts. So they can charge it when one shift ends, and within a few hours the machine will be fully charged.
So you're talking about a lot of shift work there, aren't you? So you're talking about people putting a lot of time on these machines. So it's important that you've got all those different charging options, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. They need to keep the machines running sometimes 24 hours a day. Obviously you can't have them running 24 hours a day because there's a little downtime that you have to charge them. But with one of these, you get the majority of the day working out of the machine.
And of course, you know, when we say working, folks, and it's really important to understand this, you know, you're not burning fuel, you're not idling if you're not waiting around and doing something. And a telehandler in that application is actually, you know, lifting assets and lifting materials into the site and then waiting for the next section, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. So they'd unload a truck, they'd maybe wait there for 10-15 minutes, and normally in a general telehandler, they'd sit there and idle.
So you don't have the idling time, but one thing you do have, as we've found out from the young man that you've got working here, Brett, who's been using this machine, you do have heated seats in these machines, and also, you know, you said it's really quite smooth. You know?
Yeah, definitely. It gives the operator somewhere comfortable to sit, because sometimes they're sitting in these for 12-hour shifts in the summer times as well. It makes the operator feel nice, and they ask for the machine back.
Indeed, and we all know that when you keep a good operator nice and comfortable, they stay with you, don't they?
That's correct, yeah.
And so you've actually bought this unit and its sister unit using JCB Finance, haven't you?
Yeah, we have, yeah.
Tell me a little bit about JCB Finance, because I've never sort of talked about them and the relationship they've got with customers before.
So JCB Finance, they're really great, easy to deal with. We get the original quote from Watling JCB, our supplier of machines. We send the quote over to JCB Finance, they get it approved, and within a few days our machine's there, really.
And that for you is sort of really imperative that you get kit moving into this business at the moment. You're very, very busy, aren't you?
Definitely. An inquiry can roll in the door at any minute, and it may be something that we don't have, or there's no more left in the yard and we need it ASAP. And with JCBs, it's a one-stop shop really. We can get stuff instantly.
It's not just, I've got to have to buy that, we'll have to buy this separately, is it?
No, definitely not. It comes as a package.
So really what we're talking about here is Watling JCB, local dealer for JCB that's setting you up with a whole heap of kit. I mean, they've got some in the yard today, but they're all over the place right now, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. From Scotland to Devon, all of our machines are, so they're everywhere.
Try and keep your fleet quite young as well, and that relates to how you keep your customers, isn't it, in this day and age?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a machinery at the end of the day, so it's going to get knocked around, but once things get past a certain age, it's just time to part exchange it and get something new.
So how does the part exchange piece work then? Because you are chopping and changing your fleet quite a lot now.
Yeah, so we go through Watling JCB to say we've got a machine, we want a part X and we want a new one as well. So it all gets wrapped up in the deal, and then again that gets put into the quote. The figures get taken off for the machine that we're part X in, and then that then goes to JCB Finance.
And that's again reassuring, because a lot of people are, talking about new technologies like this electric vehicle here, understanding what kind of money you're going to get from that when this is due to be chopped in is quite important as well, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
And so that's a part and parcel of why finding out about finance, finding out about the sort of buybacks and everything else and part exchanges is really important to help people adopt new technology. But for me, what's really exciting about this is how you're taking electric to another level. Tell me a little bit about the infrastructure that you're building. You've obviously got solar pods here.
Yeah.
You've got the fast chargers that are available for customers.
Yeah.
It really is like a kind of smorgasbord of electric around here, isn't it?
Yeah, the times are changing and we're trying to keep up with it. So if we stay ahead of the game, then people will want to use us even more. So.
Yeah, and that's a testament to yourselves. You were straight in there, with JCB Finance. You've had this for a few months now. How long have you had it for?
I'd say about 2 months that we've had these. 2
months already. It's out near Macclesfield. And one of these sort of things on big rail jobs. You could have it out for weeks and weeks on end, couldn't you?
Yeah, could be out for years. You can never tell. They can originally tell you they only want it for a week or so. Next thing you know, it's still on the site 5 years later.
And that's why it's so important for RJC Plant Hire to have reliable equipment, but also to have the answers when people say, hey, we've got our own net zero vision for highways, for rail in this case.
Yes.
And there's contractors out there that really are now sort of mandating the use of alternative fuels and things like HVO and electric when it comes into play.
Yeah.
And so for us here today, this really is a start of a journey, an electric journey that's been successful 2 months in. And this one is literally, you've been holding it back. It's going out next week, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's off to a customer next week for, they originally said 26 weeks, but can't tell at the minute.
You look at that period of time and you understand that if you can get the power into it through the mains or through solar and things like that, you're actually looking at a huge saving in fuel. And fuel right now, when we're going from red to white diesel as well, people are going to make a big saving on the running cost.
Yes,
and that's important, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It saves our customers fuel costs, and that's the main goal, really, to save money.
So RJC Plant Hire here, one of the first to get 2 electric telehandlers from JCB through JCB Finance, and they're certainly helping the environment in numerous ways. We see the solar panel charging this up to today, but fundamentally it's about getting products that are right for the customer. It's about getting them to the customer as quickly as possible, and that's that whole process of sorting out a spec, getting that over, getting JCB Finance's help, and getting them out the door, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Fantastic. It's been great to talk to you today. Thanks for inviting me down for an electric conversation,
Thanks a lot.
Which I'm sure people will really enjoy. It is real world here, happening here. Electric machines, part and parcel of your journey for the future, and looking forward to seeing some great success for you.
Brilliant. Thanks a lot.
Cheers.
Cheers.